Hi, this is Tom Soane, and if you are trying to view and buy properties, whether that's to invest in or for yourselves, for your families, then you might have noticed a few estate agents are asking for more information than perhaps you might be used to or might have expected. Like, for an example, some estate agents are requesting proof of funds or proof of mortgage approvals before you actually go and view a property, which isn't the way it was before COVID-19. I don't know if anyone's experienced that already, but I've certainly heard of a few buyers that are getting irritated because they're being asked to show proof of funds and proof of mortgage approvals before they can get to see a property. So I wanted to explain why and how you can capitalize on that. I know that sounds really weird, to capitalize on people asking for proof of funds, proof of mortgage decisions in principle, but there is a little opportunity for you. Now, it's no secret that I also own an estate agent, and I have also instructed the managing director of my estate agent for the team to request proof of funds and proof of mortgage approvals prior to booking a viewing. And let me explain why, and then I will explain why this is an opportunity for property investors and other property purchasers. So first of all, why are estate agents doing this? It's fucking annoying, right? Yes, it may well seem annoying, but there is absolute purpose and method to doing this, and it is actually quite logical, and I think it should have been put in place years ago. I've definitely done it, and I've immediately seen a positive impact on the business and also a positive impact on the buying market and the selling market. So why are estate agents doing it? Let me give you a scenario. If you are a business and it's costing you £1,000 to get a property from seller signing a contract all the way through to completion, right? You've got the amount of time it takes to take all the particulars, take all the photos, descriptions, write the descriptions, build the floor plan, enhance all the photos, upload them to the various different portals, upload them to your own CRM, send them out to all of your applicants, and then you've got to speak to them all on the phones, and we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of phone calls, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails. That all takes a lot of time from your staff, and quite often there are more than one member of staff doing that task of promoting and selling the properties. So the first job is to get the viewings booked. You don't get any viewings, you don't get any offers. So there's a lot of hours and days goes into generating those viewings. So that's step one, that all takes a lot of time. Also things like building floor plans, Rightmove subscriptions, photo enhancement, photos in the first place, all costs money because it's not a free service, right? For some reason, everyone expects estate agents to do everything for free for the buyers, but the buyers don't pay estate agents a penny. The seller is the one that pays the estate agent for now. I think that'll probably change in the future, I must be honest, but you know, that's the way it is right now. So anyway, all of those things, my estate agent, for an example, we pay a monthly subscription to be able to have our photos enhanced. Enhanced meaning brightened up, made to look nicer, more appealing, so that when you're viewing it on a phone, it looks nicer. When you're viewing it on your laptop, it looks nicer, brighter, and everything's more detailed so that people scrolling through those photos can see detail more clearly. Or the lowest package an estate agent can pay for Rightmove is something like £1,400 per month. £1,400 a month for Rightmove. Zoopla's something like £600 a month. On the market, something like £400 or £500 a month. It's expensive to advertise on those portals. Then you've got the cost of the floor plan. We spend something like £100 a month for our floor plans. It's expensive business, but it's got to be done because people want to go, people want the information about properties before they go round. So it is an expensive game. Forgive my voice, by the way, it's nearly gone. Too many podcasts, too many videos. Anyway, so it is expensive just to get the property on the market. It costs a fortune. But bearing in mind, the seller or the buyer have not paid us a penny up until that point. So it's all the estate agent's own money being invested. Then the viewings. Now, at the moment, the average number of viewings to sale is somewhere around 10. Now, each viewing will allocate around an hour of a member of staff's time, because that member of staff has to travel to the viewing, carry out the viewing, travel back from the viewing, inform the various parties of the viewing feedback, collect the viewing feedback, and then inform all the different people of the viewing feedback, and that all takes more time. So it's an expensive game just to get people through the door. Now, this is where estate agents are trying to improve and optimize their business, and I commend them for that. If you're a business owner, you are also trying to optimize your business. You're also trying to make your business more financially efficient, and that's just business. It's nothing personal. So because of COVID-19, a lot of estate agents have lost a lot of income. So naturally, as a business owner trying to adapt and improve, our business has looked at ways that we can improve the efficiency. And one of those is a really terrible stat where something like 40% of viewings that take place, because a buyer has said, yes, I'm in a position to proceed, have not been able to proceed because the buyer's not in a position to proceed. So that means that 40% of my staff's time has been wasted. And that's a cost. That's a cost to me, it's a cost to my business. So what we've tried to do is improve the quality of the people that we're showing around properties, and that does a couple of things. Number one, it enables us to concentrate more time and more effort on the people, the buyers that are in a better position to proceed, Secondly, it enables us to not waste our customer's time. Our customer is the seller. So it enables us to stop wasting time on buyers that don't have a mortgage, can't get a mortgage, don't have funds, don't have abilities to purchase that property. I see that as quite logical business sense. Just trying to reduce our costs so that we can put more investment in time and money into our customers and into our business. I think that makes perfect sense. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, look, if you're a buyer, then yes, absolutely. We want to see that you are an actual buyer and you're not just looking at properties. You're not just going around dreaming and wishing you could buy a property, but you don't have the means to pay for it. So it's not a free service. Now, I actually think, look, I might be a bit controversial here, but I actually think if you do not want to prove your ability to purchase a property, if you go and view it and you like it, if you refuse to prove that, then surely I should be charging you for my company's time. Surely, if you refuse to show my team that I want to view this property and yes, I'm in a position to proceed, here's my evidence of that, then hey, I want you to pay for my company's time, because otherwise I would just be wasting time. Now, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. That's my thoughts. We don't do that, but I would like to do that. And I know that all other estate agents would like to do that too. And they'll probably give a load of bullshit saying that they wouldn't do that ever, but I think they would want to. But you know what? That's what we have to do right now, because we're trying to reduce our costs and trying to optimize our business for us as a business and also for our clients, because our clients, our customers, they don't want us bringing people around to their house that aren't in a position to proceed. Would you? If we were selling your property, would you want us to bring round people that were not in a position to proceed? Absolutely not. If we said to you, we will only bring you people to view your property that have proven they're in a position to proceed with a purchase if they like it, that's good, right? And be honest about that. If you're a buyer and you've been put out because an estate agent has asked for proof of funds, then ask yourself, would I want an estate agent to bring round people that weren't in a position to proceed? And be honest with yourself about that. And if the answer is, yeah, I would want every person to come round, then you're lying. And that you're full of bullshit. And sorry to say it like that, but that's the way I see it. And then similar to that, is the irritation that you feel you might feel, but actually you're doing what is probably correct in this area. I don't think I explained that very well. You might feel irritated, but it is correct. And it is the correct procedure. Now, a lot of people say that they can't get a mortgage approval until they've got a property to buy. Well, that's false. You can get a mortgage approval. All you need is to find out how much you can be approved for. And if you're looking at properties up to about 200,000, then get a mortgage approval relevant for that. Your mortgage advisor will be able to advise you how much money you can apply for, or how much money you should apply for based on your income. So that's false. You can apply for a mortgage approval in principle before having a property to buy. That's what the mortgage approval in principle is for, to let you know what you can afford so that you can go out and buy. And similarly, if you're a cash buyer, you should provide proof of funds. It's no good just saying I'm a cash buyer, because, well, are you? Great. Where's the proof? So look, I'm being a bit blunt there, and forgive me, because actually it's quite irritating to me that people, general public, question that. I understand that they're questioning it because it is a minor inconvenience to have to follow a logical process before going out viewing properties, to have to get a mortgage approval in principle before going and viewing, to get a screenshot proving that you have cash in the bank to buy a property before going to view a property. So I think it's unfair for a person to insist that a business provides them with their resources without giving them any kind of justification as to why they should. I certainly don't think that any person can complain that an estate agent or any business is not allocating time to that person in return for nothing. That's not business. In business, you provide a product in return for a payment. The product in this instance is time, and the payment in this instance is a sale. So that agent, by rights, should, and quite logically, should make sure they've taken every precaution and justification in order to make sure that they are supplying their customer with the appropriate service, and the customer is the seller. Okay, I've waffled on a lot about that. As you can tell, it's something that's pissed me off a little bit when I see people say, oh, estate agents are being arseholes, they're not letting me view a property until they've seen my proof of a mortgage or something. Quite rightly. Hey, I welcome a discussion about this. If you feel strongly enough that you shouldn't have to do that, then come on my podcast. We'll have an open discussion about it, and it will be a discussion. We won't argue. It'll just be a discussion to get your point of view. I'll counter it with my point of view, and we'll see what is more logical, what is more sensible. So how can you capitalize on it? Big question. Right. A lot of people, look, generally people are quite open to this and they understand this, and you know, most normal people are understanding that, yeah, okay, I've got to prove that I am in a position to proceed before I can go and view it. A lot of people, but there are a lot of people who aren't, and a lot of people are contesting it and disputing it. Well, then you can't go and view the property, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. So where does that open up for you? So Mr. or Mrs. Property Investor, take a screenshot right now of your proof of funds, or go to your mortgage advisor and get a mortgage approval in principle. It's free. You don't pay for that bit. If you do pay for that bit, change your mortgage advisor. Give me an email. My mortgage advisor is exceptional, and he only does buy-to-let properties. So give me a shout. I will connect you with my mortgage advisor for free, and that my mortgage advisor will get you a mortgage approval in principle so that you can take that round to the estate agents. You can satisfy their requirements and get out viewing properties. It's reducing the number of time wasters, meaning you get more time to go and view properties, more allocation of viewing slots, and you're up against less people. Because there's a stat in the property industry which is terrifying. Something in the region of 1/3 of every single sale agreed falls through. That's crazy. 1/3 of all sales falls through. And that's in the country. That's not just in my area. That's in the entire country. 1/3 of every sale falls through. Now let me tell you why 1/3 of all sales falls through. It's because of lack of mortgage availability. Lack of funds is the main reason. Look, there are other reasons. Property defects and so on is another thing. Withdrawals is another. But if you are a buyer and you've gone and got a mortgage approval in principle and you've given the correct evidence of proof of funds, you are more likely to see a sale through. So hopefully that process is going to improve. That's why I've done this, because we spend hours and hours on a sale to get it through to completion, only for 1/3 of them to fall through because of buyers. So I am now putting into place a strategy so that we can reduce the number of time wasting buyers for our customers. So that means much higher quality viewings, much higher quality. And we're already seeing this. Our ratio of viewings to offers is absolutely dramatically improved. So it's good news for our sellers. It means quicker sales, less hassle, and more value for their money, because we're really doing our work to bring the quality, not the quantity. Yeah, we could put your property on the market and get you 20 viewings in a week, but they'll all be crap viewings. Or we can bring round actual buyers who have proven their ability to proceed. That's the way to do it. So you can capitalize on this, get yourself prepared, speak to a mortgage advisor ASAP before you start viewing properties, get your approval in principle. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, and it solves that problem. Or gather evidence of your proof of funds. If you don't have proof of funds or a mortgage approval in principle, don't bother wasting people's time, please. The only other way around this is if your agent knows you already. So if you've already put to practice the getting to know your agent, working with them, understanding them, and being a good property investor, then you shouldn't have too many problems. If you haven't, get started. As Rob Moore says, start now, get perfect later. So make sure you are prepared, because I tell you what, over the next few months, I would argue that most estate agents, if not all, are going to be requesting proof that you are in a position to proceed with a purchase, and quite rightly so. What do you think? I know it's an inconvenience. I know it's a bit of an intrusion on your privacy, but do you understand why estate agents are doing that? Do you understand that the stats are, and it might not be you might not be the time waster, and you've kind of been labelled with the same label as everyone else, but the stat is 1 in 3 sales falls through. The other stat is that across the country, it's something like 10 viewings per sale. Estate agents are trying to do is get that down to 4 or 5 viewings per sale, and perhaps 1 in 6 sales falling through. Do you think that's a good target to achieve? I think so, yes. And if one of the ways to achieve that goal is by simply asking buyers to prove that they are actually buyers, come on. I know we're British and we hate anybody questioning us on anything, but this is okay. If you are a true buyer, you will not have a problem doing this. If you are not a true buyer, you will have a problem doing this. And therefore, I don't want my company working for you. If you are not a true buyer, I don't want my company spending any time on you unless you're going to pay for it. Because you have to pay for people's time. It's not fair. You charge for your time, I bet. If you're an employee, you charge for your time to do your job, just in the same way that an estate agent has a job too, and their job is paid to act for the seller. And if you, the buyer, want them to allocate their time to you, but you're not prepared to follow the agent's rules, then unfortunately, I think that it's quite fair. But you might disagree with that. That's why I invite you onto my podcast, The Anonymous Landlord, to have an open discussion. And you know what, I might be looking at it from an agent's point of view, from a business owner's point of view. I'd like to understand it from a buyer's point of view, and if you are up for doing that, let me know. Anyway, there you go. So go and capitalize, go and prepare your evidence, go and buy some properties, and I will catch you soon. My name's Tom Soane, and this is The Anonymous Landlord.